I was put into school, and it was almost an alien country I came into. It was snowing that there's no tomorrow. My ears was red, I had no jacket. I'm going to school and I'm seeing these people. I held my brother's hand when I was going there. As you know, when you come from a Muslim country, you hold each other, your brother's hand to kind of say, I'm his protector, and they were calling me gay. 11 years old, I'm looking after my family, and I'm here, these kids, worrying about the trainers I'm wearing, dissing me. What made it hard as well is when I came in here, I became a carer. So my mom got run over by a car. So then I take the responsibility of my family. Then I figure out, being in school, that I couldn't read or write. But I didn't know at that time I was heavily dyslexic, severely dyslexic. We need to accept ourselves before anybody else accepts us. And the only way we can do that is to understand we are British, but we still have our own identity. And saying that you are doesn't take away who you are. Doesn't take away that you're Muslim. Because at the end of the day, we all have cultures, and our cultures is formed according to where we grew up in. And I don't know if you guys ever been outside the country, outside England. Once you go in there, when you come back home, you almost say, I can't wait to go home. So you do this subconsciously. This is your home. So I came to North London so my daughter was born around 2008. So when I talk about South East London, one of the main places that's coming up is a road called Anglesey Road. And Anglesey Road was the like Seven Sisters in one context. So without the mosque. Okay, so you had all the Somali shops there. That's where everybody met. That's where you had the halal chicken place there. You didn't have any other halal chicken place there. The second place would probably be the mosque. Woolwich Islamic Center would be the second place where kind of the memory comes in. And for me, I grew up just above Anglesey Road. So my house was Raglan Road. So that was like the house I grew up in. But as I grew up older, one of the main places where I worked at one point, because Anna used to go a lot, was Waterfront. So Waterfront was the gym, which had swimming in there. And when I got older as well, I used to hire them to make sure the young people used to play football there as well. When I was growing up in Woolwich, we almost knew, even if you don't know the people, you know them by face. In North London right now, when I say hello to people think I'm going to rob them. That really hits me in my heart. I can't even say hello to people. They think you're weirdo. That makes me sad. And I think the way things are going right now, there's no home. London does feel less and less like home right now. I was afraid of this because when the Conservative came in, they closed all the youth clubs. I think the sense of gentrification started from them, trying to make the government less and the spending less. And I remember as a youth worker, we all said that once the youth club stops, the violence is going to increase. The vandalism is going to increase. The sense of young people not being where they are. I remember, I don't think without a youth club, I'll be the man that I am today. I can definitely say that. Because I used to volunteer at the youth club, Woolwich Common Youth Club, and it's still there at the moment. And because of that volunteer at that youth club, the guy there gave me an application form to apply to become a youth worker. And I think because of that, my life changed completely. Not only as a therapist, but when I was a youth worker. I don't think there was a lot of youth workers. There was a lot of youth workers, but in Woolwich, I was one of. I went there just a couple of weeks ago, and all of them said the first youth worker for Woolwich. Like I was the first in that area, and I guess being a Somali therapist and a Muslim therapist and a black therapist, knowing that there's only two of us I think that's such a unique thing that looking back in history will be something that I can look back and say, yeah, I was one of the first. And knowing how much my community needs it just fills me with pride. For us, mental health is a weakness. Mental health is to be seen. Mental health means to be heard. We're not only trying to be strong within our own community, but we're not seen by the society themselves. But yet they expect a young Muslim woman or man to be able to put that barrier out and to be vulnerable. And the therapy that exists right now does not include the cultural awareness of a Muslim person. I see young men who are coming from a broken family every single way but go to the right path. And for me, as a youth worker, sometimes it didn't make sense. As something wasn't making sense. And I came becoming therapy thinking I'm gonna help people to try and make sense of that, but not knowing I end up helping myself just as much as other people. Be in the moment and follow 3 principles: intention, action, and patience, which means make sure what you're doing comes from your heart and is what you really want. Follow with action, be patient upon that, and let go of the result, because the result is not for you. What will be is to do with Allah. So my name is Mohammed. So people know Mohammed Habib. So you can just say Mohammed Habib. My occupation is psychotherapist. And I live in Islington. I grew up in Southeast, definitely.